Hello everybody and welcome back to Operation Logistics, where we don't need some of these debug messages anymore. I'm going to go ahead and get rid of this debug message, as well as this debug message. There we go. So we are now in a position where our roads are perfectly generating every time, with the small exception of the intersections. They are not quite so perfect. So as you can see, we've got some issues with our intersections. These two intersections here are basically perfect and do not require any extra work other than rotating them. So, to that end, let's start thinking about how to go about rotating them. So, we're going to need to change the way we think about this for the intersections, and the way we've been doing the corners and such like that, it's not going to work quite the same way. Obviously, we've got scenarios like this, which is an awkward one, and this, and I'm not sure if all of these are supposed to connect together or not, but let's focus for now on this intersection right here. So what we have here is, and actually, now that I think about it, let's look at this intersection a little bit more closely. So let's hop over to our sub-hexes, and let's look at this guy right here. I want to know something. This intersection is on this hex, which contains road 0 and road 2. This hex also contains road 0 and road 2. This hex contains just road 0. So road 0 obviously comes in here and comes down like this, whereas road 2 comes in here and comes down like this. Okay. So that's a thing. However, let's look at this intersection first. We don't have a mesh to handle this intersection because we have one on this side and two over here. That's not something that we can handle. Another one that we don't handle is one input here and 3 outputs, which, do we have one of those here? I'm not sure if we do or not, but I have seen them previously. So this is going to require some work. There's no doubt about that. Well, like for example this one right here. We've got 1 here and then 3 out on this side. So it's going to require some work to figure out where we're all going. So we know we have road 2. Okay. This is definitely going to be intriguing, trying to figure all of this out. So first things first, I think we need to do a little bit of mesh work. So let's go ahead and pull open our meshes here. And let's start with our road intersection 2-way here. Now, this intersection is very clearly not the only intersection type that we need, because, as you can see, this is just going like this and like this. Now, we do need this intersection type. There is no doubt about that. But I think let's actually, instead of working on this one, let's work on our 3-way intersection, which this is also an intersection type we need. But I'm going to go ahead and save this as road intersection, and I'm going to call this a Y. Okay, save as Blender file. So, what do we need for a Y intersection? We need this input and these 2 outputs, or, you know, this input and these 2 outputs. It doesn't really matter per se. So let's go ahead and get ourselves, which direction do I want to do it from? I think we can go ahead and just say we're going this way, and this way. So we can get rid of these vertices over here, as well as these vertices and these vertices. So these 3 we do not need anymore. Now the next thing is I'm just going to simply merge this like so. I don't think that's quite the size that we're looking for, but we can always adjust that in a moment. So let's go ahead and do this. Yeah, that's definitely not the curb size that we're going for. We're going to have to move it forward. That's fine. Okay. So we've got this. And actually that's pretty close to fine. But I would like to move this along its normal, which I forget how exactly you move a face along its normal. Oh boy. However, we can do this. Well, I don't really want to move it along there, or along there, actually. Yeah, I definitely want to move this face along its normal. So that's the global x-axis, that's the global z-axis. Let me try to find which axis we're looking for. Nope, none of those axes. Okay, I mean, this is probably fine, realistically. Let's see what this looks like in textured mode. Yeah, that's fine. With the slight exception of this right up over here, but I think that's perfectly fine. Okay. So we've got ourselves our road intersection Y here, which is, you know, right there. It's kind of huge compared to what we're going to be needing. So let's pull out a road prefab here, and let's do the road intersection three-way so that we can actually see what's going on here. So you can see that the road intersection three-way is much smaller. So we need to go ahead and create ourselves an empty here to parent to this, and I will call this building road intersection Y. And then we'll put this on in here. And then you can see 001 internally. So scale of 0.0. Come on. Unity, are you okay? Oh, my numlock was off. Okay, 0.001, right? 001? No, just 01. 0.01, okay. There we go. So it's now the correct scale, but it's not the correct rotation. The rotation needs to be -90, but we have -90 here already, so let's go ahead and cancel that out, and then we'll put -90 here, and then 30 degrees. And 0.01 on the Y. 0001, actually. 3 zeros there. 001. There we go. Okay. And now let's go ahead and save this as a prefab, as a road intersection Y. Okay, so now we need to be determining... Well, there's another thing that we need to be doing as well. And that's, we need to have a Y, well, more of a trident, honestly, because straight this way, and then one this way, and one this way. That's going to be a thing. So let's go ahead and create that as well. I guess we could call that like an E intersection, kind of. So let's go ahead and open our... If we go into here, let's open our three-way and save that as... I'm going to save that as road intersection E. Because that's basically what it is. And for that, we're basically... Well, I do want to open back up our road intersection Y mesh, because I want to look... I want to maintain some consistency here. So let's open up this guy. And go to the top view, and you can see that we chose these three. So we're going to be choosing this one, this one, this one, and this one then. So let's go ahead and get rid of our vertices here, here, and here. There we go. And, I mean, realistically, this is just going to be the same thing. Very, very quick mesh here. We can always come back and make our meshes prettier later, and I'm sure we will do an art pass at some point. But that's not the point right now. Right now I'd like to get this game quasi-functional, so that we can actually, you know, play it. That would be nice. Okay. So here we have our E intersection. There we go. Almost kind of a catcher's mitt also. There we go. And let's go ahead and bring in our road intersection E. And I'm going to create an empty, and I want this empty to be down here. 0, 0, 0, that's great. We'll put, no, not the hex manager, road intersection E into it. We will call this building road intersection E. And then this is already at -90, so that's perfect. So we will have this be a 30-degree rotation internally. And then a scale of 0.001. No, it was just 0.01. 0.01 and 0.01. Perfect. So as you can see, that now fits in very nicely. We also need to have this at 0.0001, so we don't have any Z fighting issues. There we go. Okay, so let's go ahead and make this a prefab. Under Buildings, Building Road Intersection E. Now, do we need any other types of intersections? Well, probably. That is the honest answer. So, if we're looking at this, we can see that this is awkward because it has an intersection here. This is really more of a junction than an intersection. I'm wondering how this actually connects. Does this go like this? That would be awkward. Does this go like this? Which would make a lot of sense. And then this would go something like that. Or actually, this would go like that. Probably. That's the theory. So yeah, we are seeing here that we need a junction for the road. So that's going to be exciting, trying to make that. What else do we need here? This is more of a junction as well. So we've got this, and then this merges in. Whereas this one is a proper intersection, as is this one, I think. This one is a Y, whereas this one is also, this one's an E. Okay. And then this would be like a pair of junctions or something. I want to take a look at what exactly is going on in this intersection here. Let's take a quick look. And let's get a top-down view. Okay, what's going on here? So roads 1 and 2 are here. Roads 1 and 2 are here. This is road 2. This is road 1. This is road 2. Okay, so road 2 goes like this. Road 1 goes like this. Gotcha. So this here is a Y intersection. This here is a junction. So we absolutely need junctions. How are we going to do a junction? Well, I think we're going to start with just a simple road mesh right here. And then I'm going to create a guide here. Create a circle, 6 vertices, position at 0, 0, 0. And now I'm going to duplicate this mesh, again, as a bit of a guide. Rotate this -60 degrees. And let's go into textured mode here. Oh, that's exciting. Let's go into material mode. Nope, texture it is. Let's turn on ambient occlusion so we can see what's happening. There we go. And I'm going to save this as road junction. This isn't really an intersection. This is more of a junction. So, with that in mind, I think what we're going to be doing here is we're going to modify this road piece. Let's go ahead and grab our vertices over here and move them back to be about here. I'm going to overshoot a little bit, but let's go ahead and place them right on this line. Oh, I overshot. Okay, let's place them right on this line. Right about like that. Excellent. And then let's think about how we want to do this. I think I want this line, because we're coming in at quite an angle here. So let's go ahead and bring these up. Like, realistically, we can have them all be at the same y value as here. So scale y 0, and then just paste that in. But that doesn't maintain the direction. So let's just go ahead and do something along the lines of... Oh, nope. Oh, no. No, no, no. I don't want you going that direction. That's exciting right there. Let's just go like this. I mean, we're not honestly going to be needing most of these faces, but we can kind of see what we're going for here, like this. So we can kind of see we're going to have a junction there. These need to be at a z of 0.01, actually. 0.01. There we go. Okay. So all of these are at the same z value, and we are also going to need to punch a hole here in this curb. So let's go ahead and do that. I'm going to do a loop cut here with Control R with 2 cuts. And this is going to be right up over here. And this is going to be right over here. And we will make this a little more accurate. And I'm going to just join together these meshes at this point with Control J so we can work on it all at the same time. I'm going to grab this edge loop that we just created and zoom way, way in and get as close as we can, which is, you know, really close when we're zoomed in this far, and be right there. Excellent. And then the same thing with the edge loop we created over on this side. And in we go. And let's see what we've got here. That looks basically perfect. So with those edge loops created, we can now safely go in and delete these faces. Perfect. And then we're going to need to actually create our junction. So we're going to need to move these curbs a little bit, or rather we're going to need to extrude here. And we're going to go ahead and extrude with E along the x-axis. And that is going to be placed exactly on this line so that we can remake this curb here. And have that be, you know, a little bit better. Yeah, right about there. Same thing over on this side. Extrude this along the x-axis to be exactly on this line. And I just pulled out a top ortho. That's no good. There we go. So I'm going to place that right there. Now these vertices can be safely deleted. So I'm going to go ahead and get rid of these, because we have these vertices here, which will allow us to connect up like so, and create additional curbs. There we go. Now this face here, actually, how am I... Yeah, this is incorrect here. I was correct over on the other side. So we want to connect here to here, and here to here. Perfect. Now, some of these are facing the wrong way, which is fine. We can correct that in a moment. And also, we don't need these internal faces here. No, not that face. That face. There we go. I'm going to go ahead and delete those faces and create a new one right here. Excellent. And then as far as this goes, this is a whole lot of faces facing the wrong direction. Actually, it's only 2. Go ahead and flip those. Perfect. And now the question is, do we want to take this straight down from here? Or do we want to continue this? It would be easy enough over here to just do something like that, but I think I don't like that. I think I'm going to take this on the y-axis down to this exact y value of 0.35, and then just do that. Yeah, I think that'll work fine. 0.35 there, and then create the curbs like that. Yeah, that'll be just fine, because that will then allow us to create a face right here, and that face will be paint colored. And then all we have to do is grab these faces and move them along their current lines until they're, right on this, which is a Y value of 0.4. So I'm just going to get incredibly close here. Which, that's not as close as I would have liked. That's incredibly close right there. Yeah. Excellent. And now the same thing here. Okay, let's get this a little bit closer. Have this be right there. That's perfect. And then the same thing here. Get this in close. And then right on the 0.4 mark. And then the same thing here. There. That should be good. Ish. Good-ish indeed. Now, if we wanted to make this actually actually connect up, and I think I do, I'm going to scale on the y-axis by 0 so that they're all at exactly the same point, and make sure that they are at 0.4. There we go. And now I'm actually going to delete this face that we created, and then extrude these down to 0.35, so that this is all actually connected. That does create a few extra faces to render, but that's not the end of the world, and that also makes it easier to make sure that everything connects up. And then we just go ahead and do something along the lines of that. Now, I like it over here. I'm not a huge fan of this, if I'm honest. I think it works well here. I don't think it works well here. So I'm going to grab these vertices and move them over this way a little bit, maybe? I don't really want it there, per se. I more want it here-ish. Like, continuing this line, so that edge flow isn't messed up a little bit. It needs to go further no. Further this direction, I think. Yeah. Yeah, I like that. It's not perfect, probably, but it's close enough, I'd say. Okay, let's get rid of our guide here. And let's go ahead and get our texturing done. So, we don't currently, I think, have a texture in here, or if we do, it's the UV map isn't properly applied, or we have our normal UV map. Oh yeah, I didn't do the normal UVs for the intersections. Let's go ahead and do that. Let's select UV map normals, unwrap, cube projection, save. Okay, so that's for the Y. And let's go ahead and open up the E as well. Yeah, that's fine. Go ahead and re-import. Open up the E, and let's redo the normal map UV there. Oh, that's the prefab. Right. Okay, road intersection E. This guy. Okay, let's go to UV map normals and unwrap. Actually, no, cube projection. There we go. And then UV map. Excellent. So theoretically, those should be fine now. And we are on UV map here. So as you can see, our UV map is a little bit messed up, but that's okay. So let's go ahead and do our normal UV map, cube projection. There we go. And now our normal UV map here, not our normal UV map, but our normal UV map. I know that makes a lot of sense. Our typical UV map, let's go ahead and just make sure that, let's just UV project from view for right now. And then let's grab our concrete pieces, which are here, or rather our pavement pieces. And then this centerpiece, as well as this one, and this one. And let's go into our UV image editor. And as you can see, it's, in exactly the wrong place. But we can place it right up in here. There we go. That's pretty great. Let's grab all of our paint next. So that's all of these. All of these. And these two as well. UV image editor, scale that on down, place that in our paint. There we go. And now let's grab everything else. So all of this, well, not all of that, but, all of, basically everything that sticks up, actually. We can just do that, and that'll do the trick. Let's go back into textured mode, and let's go into the UV image editor, scale all that down, and place that right up in there. Apparently, we missed this face. Maybe we didn't. Okay. It should all be palette. There we go. So now we have a junction. We don't have a two-way junction, of course, because that's an intersection. What else would we need? I don't know. I think that's enough to go on. So let's go ahead and... Yeah. Let's go ahead and pull out our road junction, which is this guy. Yeah, that's fine. Sub-hexes can go ahead and be hidden. Let's create an empty. Rotation of -90 is fine. I'm going to call this building road junction. There we go. Okay, so if this road is a junction, then that's fine. This needs to be at 0. We'll have the rotation be internal. So -90, 30, and then scale of 001, 001, 001, and a y of 0.0001. Okay. So that should be the road junction, ready-ish to go. Where's our sub-hexes? Here we are. Yep, that looks absolutely correct. So there's our meshwork done-ish. We'll make that into a prefab in the buildings. There we go. And go ahead and delete it. Excellent. Well, I'm going to go ahead and put a cut in here, and next episode we will continue working on our intersections, and I think we're going to start actually putting in some logic on trying to determine what's going on with the intersections. That's going to be exciting. See you all then.